Well, I'm really excited to be joined today by Lawrence Cowan, President and Senior Partner here at Cicero. Really excited about the conversation today. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about the impact in consulting and what we're seeing with our clients and what Cicero's doing in AI. It's really fluid, constantly evolving, and it's going to be a lot of fun to discuss AI and the future today. So, Lawrence, let's go ahead and let's start with a little bit about who you are, your background, and then we'll get into the discussion.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. So, as you said, Lawrence Cowan, I'm a senior partner and president at Cicero. I've been with the firm for, going on 17 years now. And so, for about the first 12 or 13 of those years, I was a consultant. I was the one, in the weeds working with clients, helping them figure out how to leverage their data to make better decisions. And it's been a fun evolution over that time frame. Early on in my career, where it was more about leveraging statistics and analytics models, and to see that evolve over time today, where we're leveraging these generative AI models and the software that supports that to make instantaneous decisions for us. It's been fun to see that journey, and excited to talk a little bit more about that today.
Well, great. Well, let's just hop right into the discussion. And so let's talk about how AI is changing the way that Cicero executes work for and how it interacts with our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, it's interesting. I've always said that as a professional services firm, our people are our product. And because of that, our leadership team, works tirelessly year round to not only identify but recruit top talent from around the country because of their skill sets, because of their expertise, their personalities, because that's what's in front of clients, right? That's what we're delivering. The most immediate and tangible benefit that we've seen at Cicero is the ability to minimize the repetitive and almost monotonous tasks that are associated with a lot of the work that we do. We use data in a lot of the work we're doing, and that produces a lot of repetitive and monotonous tasks. And so the ability for us to leverage AI to minimize those tasks, it simply frees up our teams and our consultants to spend more time with clients, spend more time interacting with them, spend more time brainstorming creative solutions. And so that's the most immediate, tangible one. Outside of that, just broadly speaking, it's really revolutionized our overall efficiency. Our teams at Cicero are actively leveraging AI to quickly get up to speed on very niche industries. We're using it to increase not only the quality of our deliverables, but the accuracy of our deliverables. And leveraging these new and advanced tools in ways has really been amazing. And I think, for me, it's really almost become a thought partner for us, right? AI is just another member of our team that we can leverage to increase value for our clients.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to think of AI as a new team member, and the technology's really come a long way. And so talk a little bit more about some examples and how Cicero really has leveraged these AI tools to improve these outcomes for clients.
I would probably start at a high level with maybe three high level buckets. One is just kind of enhancing problem solving and proficiency. The second one is more about facilitating collaboration and I'll call it knowledge management. And the third one is more specific to kind of enabling data-driven insights. But if you get more specific on applications that we're doing, we have teams that are on a daily basis using it to draft outlines for research. They're using it to clean large amounts of data. I mentioned, the large amounts of data that we use, and the ability to reduce errors has significantly improved because of AI. And then, generally, we're using it to build out frameworks for presentations, which is really improving the overall quality of our deliverables. And then the one that's a little more unique is we're really starting to get to the point where we're using AI more as a challenger. So a lot of our solutions and deliverables that we're bringing to the table for clients are recommendations, insights, right? You should do X, Y, and Z. And so we're now finding ways to leverage AI to test some of those recommendations, to test our assumptions, and in a lot of cases refine it. It helps us to see some of our blind spots that we may not have been considering in the past.
I mean, it's a really interesting way to see how machines have gotten so far along in their technological prowess that it is seen as a valued thought partner. And I just am a little curious about what already exists and how are we using those tools, and what are we seeing as we look forward into the future, and what will we use as we look in the
Yeah.
future as AI continues to grow?
That's a great question. I'll be the first to admit that AI is moving so quickly, and the capabilities are developing in ways we can't even imagine, that on our own we're not going to keep up to pace, and we're going to miss out on some of that value if we're not finding the right partnerships. And so our leadership team, one of our focuses is identifying and fostering relationships with the firms and individuals who are on the forefront of that, and ensuring that they are arming us with the right, whether it's a software tool, whether it's the training, or whether it's just sharing knowledge, that they're arming our teams with that information. Because on our own, we won't keep up pace with that. That's not our focus, and that's not what we're good at, right? We're good at using those tools to improve our outcomes. I think that's the first thing that's important to note, is that there's a ton of potential out there. We just need to make sure we're aligned with the right partners. More specifically, though, there are some immediate things that we're doing internally to ensure that we're keeping up with that pace. We're building out some internal tools that help with transcription, for example. Again, going back to reducing the amount of repetitive tasks that our teams are doing. We're building out tools to help with survey design. On the forefront for us, though, are moving more towards the predictive analytics space when it comes to AI, and building out personalized recommendations. We're even considering things like leveraging the blockchain for securing and handling data more securely. Those are just a handful of things that we're working on.
Well, and I know that Cicero's background for a long time, real expertise, has been in market research, right?
Yeah.
Done a lot of work in market research, done work for companies large and small across many industries in market research. And so how do you see AI impacting market research at Cicero?
You have to be naive to say that it's not going to, and that we're going to continue doing things the way we always have. There's too much potential out there. I think it's going to disrupt most ways we and firms conduct market research. I'll give you a few examples. I've already mentioned, the industry research. We do a lot of secondary research, right? The speed and the access to data through AI to conduct secondary research has just changed completely. It's no longer, reading research reports on your own, or going to conferences to get up to speed. Yes, those things still happen, but AI has completely changed that. You look at the primary research space, again, evolving so quickly. I alluded to what we're doing from a survey design standpoint. You can leverage AI to write a whole survey for you at this point. Now, it still needs to be refined, but the speed in which you can do that has changed significantly. The tools that exist today through AI to support qualitative research, you and I sitting down having a conversation, if you layer in AI onto that conversation, it can come in and quickly pull out the insights from this interview.
Make me sound a lot smarter, right? Yeah.
It's impossible. As a firm that does rely on market research so heavily, we are keenly aware of what AI can do to add to those services. We don't see it as a threat. We see it as additive, and only finding ways to improve. That being said, there's some pieces of research I don't see AI touching, at least in the near future. That's the raw emotion of sitting down and having a conversation with a customer, right? And hearing and looking at the visual cues of, why a customer's not happy with the service that your company is providing. So those types of things, again, I think won't, at least in the near future, won't go away, but we see it more as additive than anything.
And I guess as you're looking even further out, and you're talking about needing to adapt, and that there still is really a need for human connection in market research, but if you were to really build on that thinking, what would you see 5-10 years down the road? It seems like a long time to say 10 years, like that's quite a crystal ball to see 10 years. But let's even say in the immediate future, near term, how does this look in that 5-10 years?
AI is leveraging the data that exists, right? And data are everywhere, and it's only growing. And so I think the future for AI really needs to hone in on the fact that there are so much data. How do you get to the right questions and the right data to ensure truthfulness and accuracy of that data? And so I think that's where the next advancements need to come to ensure that, as we leverage it as consultants, we need to make sure that even if AI seems to be improving the answers we're providing to our clients, there needs to be a check of, now, is it an accurate model? Are the data sources it's leveraging accurate? And because of the scale of those data, right now that's still, I think, an area that needs to be developed.
I mean, as we wrap this conversation up, and we think we've covered a lot of ground in how consulting is going to use AI and some of the I guess, high level impacts of AI, is there anything else that you think would be relevant to add to the conversation for people to keep in mind, folks that are listening?
Yeah, I think in particular, so if you look at, again, we're a professional services firm, we serve organizations. So for any professional service organization or for businesses in general, is to view AI as additive. Don't view it as a threat. Don't view it as potentially replacing jobs, or services that are being offered. View it as how can we leverage these tools, these capabilities, these new models to improve the product we're offering, to improve the satisfaction of our customers, to improve employee satisfaction. How can we make our employees' lives better using these tools? And so I think if you look at it through that lens and not as a threat, I think people are going to immediately find really great opportunities.
Well, thanks, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
Thanks.
Chat soon.